that is there in Uganda is they have around 4 levies pretty much that go into that. So our fuel in Kenya is not expensive because we have more vehicles. No. Our fuel is expensive because of the levies that the government has put in there that has resulted to high fuel prices. Where one now asks the question, if that is the position, then is government knowing that it is because of its decision that Kenyans are suffering today? And are they even listening?
Thank you. I acknowledge your perspective that our taxes they actually accumulate to around 70 shillings plus on top of now the landing costs. That we have to agree. But look at one of the levies, the road maintenance levy that we add on top of the fuel price. In Uganda, there are no even roads to maintain in the first place. And I'm speaking because I'm speaking because I have been there. So we have to look at these taxes and look at which taxes can we forego for the next 3 months, because we don't know when will this war end. Yeah? So a better argument from the opposition, I would presume, is when they tell us kindly, like from the VAT, if it is at 8%, can we go down to 4%? From the other, the I don't know, import declaration, whatever, can we forgo them for like 4 months until when this war will end? That's a better discussion. But if you look at those levies and the levies in Uganda, and I'm speaking because I've been in Uganda, mahali ambapo, a distance from like here Nairobi to Nakuru, they use motorcycles like now the matatus we use in Kenya. We can't compare those two countries, for heaven's sake.
So we shouldn't compare them then.
we actually shouldn't compare them, because when you are saying that fuel is cheaper there and why is it expensive to us, now you ask you ask yourself, how many industries are there? How many machines are they using, or are they using in their industries to even consume the diesel and the petrol? How many vehicles? This is a discussion you don't want to agree, but I'm speaking as an economist who has sat in class. The demand and supply curve affects the pricing of anything. Right now, the demands of Arsenal jerseys is high. I mean, the pricing of Arsenal jerseys will be more expensive than Man U. But you can let that land. The greatest recommendation I'll give the government, and I know they're going to make a press, I think, at around 8. So we are hoping that by 8, the matatus will now say it is not 7. Because 7 days, it's a panic to parents, because next week, people have to go to school. People have to do exams, like the universities had to postpone their exams. So I am hoping that at 8, the president and the people in the matatu sector will now come and say, probably we have lowered the prices further and the strike is no longer on. People will go their duties.
Are Kenyans blind to President William Ruto's statement while deputy president, when he stood on a podium and told Kenyans the reason why fuel is expensive in the country is because of the taxes? At that time, he was objecting President.
He actually said that there are cartels at the Ministry of Energy.
It is him who said, all we need to do is to remove all these taxes and make fuel cheaper for Kenyans. He said that. Are Kenyans blind to that?
Kenyans are not blind to it.
So we agree that fuel is expensive because of taxes then?
Exactly. And that's why I've said we need to look at the taxes you have mentioned and ask ourselves, which ones can we forgo for the next 3 months, for the next 4 months, as we await and pray that the war will come to an end. But it is unfortunate we have an opposition that says, no, the Iran war, we cannot blame it on fuel. So they're using the same tactics that William Samoei Ruto was using that time when we were selling Baba. And when Baba was telling people, fuel is high because of this and that, because of the Iran war. When Uhuru was coming and telling people, I'm not in Ukraine, I'm not the person responsible. That time, blame has shifted to the others. But now, as someone who did not vote for President William Ruto, I will now ask him to be objective enough to ensure they offer relief. Let me give you an example of what Singapore has done. Do you know Singapore has not lowered their fuel prices? They have said lowering fuel prices is actually salvaging the rich people. Because in Kenya, someone like Onyango Tate, someone like Rapudo, someone like Jimmy Wanjigi, they don't even know how much fuel per litre, because for them they fuel their Bentleys that's full tanks. Yeah. But what Singapore has done is that it has given relief to taxi drivers, it has given relief to school buses, it has given relief to public transport. So there's a mechanism they're working in to ensure that you are probably not paying the same prices if you come, because they are saying if you are relieving even the rich and the poor, we are actually favoring the rich while we are, mismanaging the young people. So countries have taken different measures, and I hope our country will take a measure by 8 a.m.
Okay, and allow me to ask whether in Singapore they run a private public transport system.
There is.
Yes, they
there are buses.
Are they private or publicly run by the government?
But we also have the taxis. We have the government.
No, I'm talking about the public system.